Tony and MD here at Groom Time. Like us, share, and tell somebody about us. Today we're going to talk about the up-and-coming things that's been going on with the NFL. So I would like Emmett to start off because he kind of listens to all the talk radio and stuff and lay it down for what the facts of it is as they're coming out right now.
Well, we're going to kind of add a little something to it. We're going to talk a little bit about the John Gruden scenario with the Raiders and mentorship, being mentored. So all these NFL players have been being mentored by him and then being betrayed in some way, shape, or form. What do you feel about the John Gruden situation, and what do you feel about mentorship? What do you think?
I feel that it finally came out, and you can't explain it, though, you know. You can't explain that. You can't. There's no answer for that. And at first, when it first came out, people were saying, well, you know, they maybe you just said a couple of little things, it was a couple of little emails, but I think now, especially when you start talking about people that are gay, it really came out, you know, and people, you know, that's what I say, started for it comes back right here.
Okay. Well, it's kind of, you know, the sad thing about that is that, you know, we understand, we all understand like some type of a gay agenda. You know, when they said that, it got blew up, but when he talked about the Michelin lips, it might not have been as bad. But, you know, what do you feel about that, Buck?
And I just want to add, can I just say something to the camera real quick? Buck is a Raider fan. He's a certified Raider fan, and I like to address. There's probably a couple questions we want to address, but we'll go with Emmett's question. But I do want to know, is this coming from a fan's point of view?
My point of view is going to come from just me, what I would do in this situation point of view, and a fan point of view. Okay, as a fan, John Gruden had to go. Honestly, I was kind of skeptical on him when he came in, but I knew he had to go once that came out with the racial stuff. And honestly, to be honest, I believe there's a lot of different coaches, owners, GMs that speak like this. They might not show us that because you're playing for them, you're making them a lot of money. But they speak like that, and you can tell in some of their actions. John Gruden, in his actions, he want to take over, he want to be controlling. I mean, it's going to happen. But as far as John Gruden in that situation, I just want to say this. He got caught up into investigation, and now you know who he really is. Now he's out of the way. Mark Davis, this is his close friend. He fought to get him in there. He disobeyed Rooney rules and everything to get this man in there. And now this comes out. So I'm more like, he had to go for the racial comment that's kind of old, outdated, but everybody that's in Black America know what it is. I don't know about white America know what that means to say a man's lips bigger than Michelin tires. So, you know, it's a little conflict in that. But as far as me talking to me personally, that was my fan point of view. Personally, I feel like the Washington football team had a lot to do with the league, and they have a lot more stuff that should be coming out that might not come out that would kind of crush the league with players, GMs, coaches of color, and that's transsexual, bisexual, gay, whatever you want to call that. I believe all of that is in there. Even with Kaepernick, blackballing him, all of that might be in there because this is a long span of stuff that's been going on. So as far as that situation with Gruden, I feel like it's bigger than just Gruden. They did the right thing, getting him out of there. And that's pretty much it as far as I'm feeling as a fan, as just a person talking about my Raiders that I love. And I'm going to continue to love because we're the only team that showed we'll hire a Mexican coach, a black coach. This is all through Al Davis, who did all that with women in higher positions. When he didn't care. As long as you can win, our motto is just win. So you was in. So that's just my point of view of all
you felt that being a Raider fan and that you feel that he needed to go. You know, we all saw the game. They did not play Raider football. They did not play Raider football at all in the next game, so there would need to be immediate change. What do you feel about it, Vic?
I feel we are a soft-ass society. We are soft now. We are done. America is done. If I finger bang a girl back in 1979, do I get prosecuted for something I did 10 years ago? We are done. We're done as a society. We're done. You gonna go back to a man's email 10 years from now and prosecute him now? You could have corrected the problem earlier, but you know why? Because you guys, y'all felt the same way. You didn't want a homo. You didn't. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't want a homo in the NFL. I'm keeping 100. I just felt it was a violation. Undercover. No, undercover, but see, they used Michael Sam. Now, check out, the white boy came out for the Raiders. Oh, they give him hugs and kisses. Oh, man, it's great for coming out. But Sam because Sam was an All-American in college. He was an All-American in Missouri. I watched him. The dude can play. He got blackballed. They blackballed him. So, see, we play from both sides. But society is soft now, Em. It ain't what it used to be. You're not going to be able to, the things you did in your past is going to haunt you now.
When you say soft, what do you mean?
I'm telling you what I mean by soft. Why? Because guess what? You cannot say what you want to say anymore. You can't speak your mind. The homosexual gender is real. I told my son, hey man, the homosexual gender is real. You cannot say anything about homosexual. Homosexuals are really, they're ruling society now.
Does that mean, does soft mean accountable?
No, soft. No, what I mean by soft, I'm saying the society, we become a soft society, man, where we can't agree to disagree with soft on with shoe soft now. We tap to shoe soft. We're very tender now. We're very tender people. I mean, we're very sensitive now. Back in the day, if they talk about bragging on me, I laugh at we still be homies. You can't joke with nobody no more, man. This dude he might take, lay you in the ground, concrete noodle, blow your noodle off. We are very
agreeing that it's okay for him to make these kind of comments?
No, I'm agreeing that a man, if a man says something, he says something then, he might have a different attitude now. He might have changed his views now.
I agree.
Because what he was then, you can't blame him what he is today. So even if he does feel that way, that's his opinion. That's his opinion, man. We all have opinions, Tom.
Yeah, but the only thing about
most people agree with John Gruden. Hey, dude, hey, man, this dude got big legs, look like bumpers on the car, man. God damn. I mean, he
I don't mean to laugh.
I'm
sorry.
His lips so big, he can eclipse the sun. His lips so big, he can eclipse the sun. So I said that before.
That's black.
What's the difference between the black man and the white man said? You call a white man a cracker, so you had no issue calling the white. I called a white man a cracker. You didn't tell me, don't call me a cracker.
Yeah.
I'm not a cracker. I'm Caucasian.
I understand that. Everything you just say.
You know what a cracker is?
Yeah, he just cracked the whip on you. Yeah, I know what a cracker is. I know my history. Yeah. But we're a soft society, and we are soft now, man. We are shoe soft. We soft leather, man. We're soft now, man. You got to be careful what you say now, bro. You cannot say anything. Kobe called the dude the fact he had to apologize to the whole gay community. Kobe called, when he got mad at the ref, he called the ref a fag. He had to apologize. They were going to blackball Kobe. But now we have what you call council, what do you call it? Council coaching. Dude, you can, your whole life can be over with. I got to be careful. I ain't got no life either, but anyway. But I ain't worried about it. You come after me if you want to. I'm self-owned. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that you got to be careful now. You cannot call people homosexuals, call them the F word, the N word. I mean, where are we going with this, bro? Where are we going as a society? We got to be tender every goddamn moment, man.
Well, I mean, you brought up a lot of good points. I mean, the point. I mean, they're kind of. I mean,
you know how much we grew up in the 80s, man.
Things are different. We agree with that.
They're very tender.
But
but was it right or wrong back in those days?
Yeah, did it make it right because you could call somebody out of their name?
Look, man, I worked at McDonald's. We used to grab on this girl's booty. She never had an issue with it.
You are so freaking stupid.
She had a dunk on it. We used to grab on her booty, but all she did was laugh and giggle. It wasn't no sexual harassment. It wasn't no what's name going on.
But she was sexually harassed.
She was sexually harassed, but she enjoyed it. She didn't have no problem with it. Because guess what? At the end of the day, she gave us hugs. Gave us hugs and kisses. I love you. Have a good day. You can't do this now. You can't grab on a girl's butt at the job and she laugh and giggle with you. Back in the day, you could. So we're soft now. We're done, man. This is what I used to say. We're done, my brother.
But what about
Okay,
I want to get back to the racism. I want to get back to the racism and the football thing, but what about that girl got a boyfriend as a father? What's the respect level that y'all just grabbing all on her?
She never told her daddy about it. She had no issue with it. She worked at that McDonald's. That's what we did.
But it's like MB said.
I want to sniff a filet on fish.
Hey, but like MB said, man, these are changing. I know I have a co-worker, man, and they were offended because they got rid of Aunt Jemima. They're like, why are they getting rid of Aunt Jemima? Like, you guys know, because you're white. You guys, well, things are changing now. You guys, Uncle Ben, we can't say Uncle Ben no more. Like,
you shouldn't have said it.
She said it again, though.
Yeah,
so things used to be accepted, though, that aren't accepted now, though.
That's right.
A lot of things were accepted, back then. Call a boy, hey boy, get over here.
Don't call me boy.
No, call me boy.
We call each other homeboy.
But Rick brings up a very valid point, and what you said has validity to it, Vic, because we've all been there before. Can't act like we haven't. But what Rick is saying is true. In the 70s, we were calling our names constantly. Okay, was that okay?
No, we dealt with it though.
We dealt with it.
You know what? What I'm saying is,
shot.
But
Everybody didn't take.
No, everybody didn't take it. If the white man called you the N-word, you put hands on it or you just dealt with it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't go on Instagram and Facebook and destroy the whole man's life because people do change. Yeah, people do change.
We have, as a society, have to move as well. Because I remember when I was young, I swear, Emmett's going to know and you guys are going to know. When we were young, they had a restaurant called Sambo's. Yeah. And then when you go inside and you look at the menu with a little black big lip, Sambo's. You want some flapjacks? Dang. Oh my God.
And you ate anyway. The best flapjack ever had in the world.
That had to go, bro. That had to go. Sambo's. It had to go.
Man, we just get sensitive, man. We
so is that being soft or is it time for that to go, especially with stock holders?
I think
you want stock people to put money into that.
We had
you want people to put money in taxes and stock in there, bro. You can't just be going around saying any old damn thing. You lose your money, bro. Period.
Well, you know what? I think we had thicker skin back then than we do now. We're very tender, man. We just very tender, man. It's sad.
You remember Sambo?
Yeah, I remember Sambo.
Yes.
Go ahead. I was gonna ask the youngster.
First of all, we didn't introduce. We got Devin. Say your name, Devin Downs. And the subject, we were really talking about the NFL and what's been going on this week. The group thing and everything. And I want to try to be as close as as the information comes out. I don't want to be like just saying any old damn thing like I will do. But I want to be kind of close to fact. So, and I know Emma watches and listens to sports radio, so I know you probably do too, since But I want to keep it kind of close to facts. And how do you think it's going to affect the other teams?
I think we're gonna have to either one, keep close within the community of the team, like make sure no things get out that shouldn't get out as far as emails, stuff like that. He either has somebody who has access to it to be able to put it out into the world like that. Do I think what he did was right? No, but he did. It's done now. It's fired. So I think the NFL made a good move in firing him. For showing that.
He resigned, asking him to resign.
Yeah,
accepting it and resigning.
Exactly.
Dude, I don't want to look at it.
Same deal.
Right. Fired.
Same deal. You gotta go.
Also the endorsements, yeah.
The hardest thing about the scenario, and you call it thin, thick skin, we can call things glass ceiling effect, because we get the same thing. NFL, we can see up into the executive box. We can see up there, but you can't go up there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these are the These are the after effects of the Gruden effect. The talking behind the scenes, the type of attitudes and the type of mindsets that they have towards black athletes and or black executives. So that's more damning than saying society has thick or thin skin, which I'm not. Which I do feel there's a little something in there with Vic saying that our society is a little bit sensitive, a little sensitive in areas, you know. But other than that, I mean, here we are in the NFL, 70% black players. We got the glass ceiling effect. No coaches, no NFL coaches, no head coaches, no executives in the front office. Just one or twos, one or twos. And then we got emails freely going back and forth. Freely.
That's
freely. I mean,
without anybody saying, "Hey, bro, why you talking like this to me?"
Talking about ethnicity, about how people look, where we're going to share nude women and girls. Yeah. I mean, I think that's more damning. That bringing that light to that subject is more damning than the actual saying that we have a society that's soft or hard. We do have, it's more sensitive in our society. I agree with that. But to know that they talk like this in the background with ease, they talk back and forth like they're just at the bar with each other.
Without nobody saying, "Hey, bro, tone it down a little bit." Not another email.
Yeah, like remember that the radio personality guy? Remember what's his name? They talked about the black college player, the ladies.
You talking about the white guy?
What's his name?
He was shock jock. Not Howard Stern, but the other
Jimmy the Greek.
No, Jimmy the Greek.
That was somebody.
He passed away a couple of years ago. I know what you're talking about, Rick.
Yeah, remember he said black big lip girls. Yeah.
What did he say?
About the girls in Rhode Island or something.
Don Imus.
Yeah.
The girls that won the thing. Yeah, I remember. Yes.
And then, like I said, maybe 20 years ago, 30 years ago, that would have been accepted.
20, 30 years ago, we'd had thicker skin that got swept under a rug. It'd be nothing. Now, it's just a little bit more exposure. I mean, I don't know. I feel that since we represent so much of the league, and they represent, white people or others represent so much of the front office, shining a light on these things, I think is good. I think it's a positive thing. Even if they do have that view, you better find a way to check it.
Okay, but this is one situation. Now you have a group of situations been going on in the league for years. You can bring up Kaepernick's situation. How he was really blackballed, but they don't want to say that, but you're going to settle out with him. And what's up?
No, they knew. That's why they settled with him.
Yeah, but what if in those same 650,000 documents, it showed that we're not taking him or whatever. All I'm saying is all around.
No, you're right. They did. Something showed in them emails
that they don't
that he was being blackballed.
Yeah.
So they came to him and they said, "Well, you owe," and then they came to a number
and to a settlement and just settled it out just
because
so
there was something in there.
You know what I mean?
Well, he was right.
Yeah, he was right. What I'm just saying is, if it get out like that, just say anything else in the emails get out where it's going against a player or coach hiring or anything like that, it's going to be more of like a bigger uproar with the players, the coaches, and then what kind of league do you have now? Do you have a league that's going to be making money, or do you got a league that's going to be in conflict, a lockout, or anything?
I agree.
That might happen at that. All of it to me boils down to money. Now we can get on the racial thing and everything, but it still boils down to money.
It boils down to money, but think about it. He talked about the black referee.
Yeah.
So that's a job he wants for a white man, evidently. Yeah. He talked about a homosexual player
into the leagues.
Into the league. Yeah. That's made for heterosexual white men, evidently. Mm-hmm. I mean, the comments were very Blatant.
He said it.
It's centered to what he wants back.
You don't have to read between the lines.
Yeah.
It wasn't no abstract.
What I would say, I like my race is white. I'd rather know what you are than know that you're a snake behind closed doors. I like my race is white. I like my races to be. I like to know who my races are. You know why? Because guess what? I know you don't like me. I can deal with you accordingly. What scares me most is that white dude. Hey, dude, let's go have a beer. But then you get with your boys. Oh, that nigga, he's cotton he's lemon heads with cotton on him.
What would be the percentage of that?
In Southern California, it's probably 80% in Southern California. Right? It ain't like we live in Alabama in the South,
So
sir.
when you shook his hand, how did you feel about them?
I thought he was a cool guy. I thought he was swell. I thought he was a swell guy. But I never thought he'd call me an N-word behind my back.
You never thought he'd call you an N-word behind your
I
back.
thought he was a swell guy because he hid his racism from me. But when I deal with Billy Joe, he said, yeah, you know, I live in a trailer park, nigga, and I hate niggers, and you guys smell like hair products. And you know what? I respect that. I respect that because, you know what? I respect that because you just tell me who you are, bro, and so I deal with you accordingly. I had one on my job. We got along great because I dealt with him accordingly because he was honest. He like, Vic, I live in a trailer park. I don't care if a black. I would never want my daughter to date one. You guys smell like Afro sheen. It is what it is.
So basically, I'm going to just go out on a limb and say, that was that viewpoint of Donald Trump almost. He was blatant with his, too.
Very blatant.
He was very blatant with his. Like, there goes my black.
Yeah.
Who says I don't have black friends?
Still is. Yeah, still is. Yeah. And Biden's the type of guy that probably got the same point of views, but he gonna hug you and shake your hand because he's a politician. Yeah. Because back in the day, Biden said we were sexual predators.
But you just gave him you just said people change. So where are we going with that change?
No, what I'm saying is that Trump is who he was. We know Trump was a racist when we got in office. So he is a racist, but with Biden, we don't know what he is because Biden plays both sides. He plays both sides to get into the door.
We know what he is, and don't play games. I voted for him, and I know
what he was.
I don't want this to be a political talk, but he comes from a white man and an ancestor of a white man and a group of white men, so you know what he is. And you know what he's been around.
Bro, I didn't know what he was.
You thought he was going to be something.
I know who you are till you tell me.
You thought he was going to be something.
I know who you are till you tell me who you
thought he
are.
was going to be something different from the peers he's with.
You tell me who you are. You don't tell me who you are till you tell me who. I can't just guess. If a man is a racist, I'll tell you that you're racist.
I already knew his
John Gruden.
And I know his age.
John Gruden.
From his age and his
Look,
peers,
man.
I know him.
How long John Gruden been in the NFL? He's been in there for years. We knew what John Gruden was. We all knew what John Gruden was.
Rumors about him all along.
Yeah, and what Keyshawn Johnson said. So why are we surprised now that this is all coming out?
It ain't really a surprise.
It's not really a surprise. Keyshawn telling us years ago
The
what it
racial
was.
part, what he said was a surprise. Everybody knew John Gruden was a backstabbing asshole, whatever you want to say about that. He'll be cool with you 1 second. With his coaches and everybody else, he's talking bad about you. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's just some people's nature.
That was his character.
Yeah, that was his character.
They didn't know that he would make a comment like that. You know what I mean? As far as going at people that you coached. He was a wide receiver coach in Green Bay. That one of the races of the states, period, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Coaching black men how to play wide receiver. You know what I mean? But you didn't show none of them that trait, but behind closed doors with your homeboys that share the same views as you.
Well, see, now I can say this. There's a difference, and me and Anthony talk about this too. There's a difference between, let's say, quote unquote, like a racist and a bigot.
Yeah.
Okay?
He's bigoted.
That's what I'm going to say here.
So somebody that has a foul mouth, somebody that'll say nasty things,
That's the bigot.
but understands the usage of a black athlete or something. So he's not going to not play him or not going to use the ability.
Look at that
Like a racist is somebody that will put somebody even lesser than just to dominate that race.
Yeah.
So I'm going to even put a lower athlete in this position than you. Lose, who cares? Lose or not?
Because I'm pushing my race.
I don't care about.
I don't want to see.
But a bigot is somebody that's a foul mouth.
Yeah, a bigot to say something like, "You want to win? Put that nigga in there." Yeah. He's well on the chain, right? That's what you want.
You want to win? You got to put that brother in there.
We're saying we're trying to split it. If you hear it.
Yeah, I hear you.
So calling everybody a racist doesn't always fit because you got to be able to dominate that person and or that race in that scenario. Yeah. Now, calling me out of my name and me calling you out of your name, we're showing bigotry between one another. That that's just who we are.
And people can be bigoted and racist.
Oh,
yeah. Nah, that's what I would say.
And a bigot and not a racist.
I would say Donald Trump was bigoted and racist. Yeah. He was.
I couldn't tell when shit and Snoop Dogg was hanging out together. I couldn't tell back then.
Jay-Z, that was that bigoted shit. Them niggas follow him. Let me see. Let me do what I know. What's this Snoopy Doopy type nigga up here? They might follow him.
I can tell he was crazy back then.
Hey man, there's a movie called A Face in the Crowd that I wish Donald Trump fans would watch. This movie, man. It's Eddie Griffin. Old movie is called A Face in the Crowd. And if you just watch that movie, that's Donald Trump, man, from the beginning. He's just a con artist, man. But
he plays both sides of the fence.
He plays all sides.
It's called A Face in the Crowd. Watch that movie.
I'm gonna watch it. Check it out. I'm gonna watch it.
What's it called?
A Face in the Crowd.
A Face in the Crowd. That's new. Put that on.
Yeah, you gotta watch that shit, man.
Watch that.
I'll tell you guys another movie. You guys really want to see a good movie of racism and stuff? What's it called? The Best of Enemies.
The Best of Enemies.
Talking about the lady and the man.
Yes, with
I've
Taraji.
seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
That's a good movie.
It was a real story too. They showed the lady, they showed the man, or whatever. He was a Klan. He was a rep.
Yeah. He was a grand wizard.
Supposed to change his way. But yeah, that's when you get to like, okay, you forgive somebody for doing that. That they change.
You think Groove can ever be forgiven?
Well, I think this is gonna happen to Groove. They're gonna accept him back. It's gonna take
they're not gonna accept him back.
He's not gonna coach. He's gonna be on TV.
No. He's gonna get Pete Rose. The NFL cannot, they will not deal with him.
When they wrote what that just read,
I would say this. He will. It might be around 7, 8. If he take it, he will get back on TV.
Oh, they said banned on any capacity. When you say that, man,
I feel like I'm just giving you my personal feeling. He gonna be back on capacity.
Well, I don't think there's a need. There's plenty of analysts and plenty of people. And you can draw from a lot of different people. And he has a lot of money now. He's walking to the sunset because he's not going to be able to right this wrong. Okay, so you have to live with this. You have to deal with this. So I don't think there's a network that would even put that money out there like that. Maybe he can do a blog of his own.
Like an apology tour.
A blog that he does of his own. I don't think he can actually a Fox, ESPN, CBS, TNT. I wouldn't see that.
Maybe protesting that.
But the second part to my question was when you find out the person that you really care about, that you've been working hard for, that you feel is mentoring you, has those viewpoints. Right. How would you feel when you get to that point? Because you see a lot of these athletes at this point.
Now, I'm going to say this. Now, and I understand you saying mentorship as like, just say Derek Carr. You've been under him, he's been your mentor, he's your mentor. Yeah, you know what I mean? He's been with you all this time. You didn't know this. Everything is behind the scenes because even blacks didn't know. Black analysts, black players, they didn't know the racial part. They knew the asshole part, but they didn't know the racial part. So, what do you, it's like, okay, he's mentoring me. I find all this out. It's like, what are you supposed to do? So, I'm looking at this as a friendship. You turn your back on your partner because he made a statement. It ain't regard you, or it might have regarded you. You know what I mean? But that's your
You
partner.
might have Michelin Man lips.
You know what I mean? You never know. You know what I mean? But
you don't know. You might get Michelin Man lips
but
too.
my thing is, do you turn your back on the man, and you've been knowing him all them years, or do you try to get an understanding with that man?
Would you? Would you try to communicate? If you were the subordinate at one point, and he was the person in ahead in charge, leading the scenario.
Yeah.
Would you talk to them? Would you want to challenge them? Would you want some type of feedback?
I need some feedback.
Do you feel like
because
you owed that? Or you owed that from him?
I'm owed an explanation on what's your mind thought. Because you've been coaching me, you've been telling me all this, you've been with me like you respect me, but I'm hearing what you're saying right now, and that's disrespectful.
Okay, let me ask you, Vic. How do you feel about that, Vic? Do you think you owed anything at that point, or no? As a bad player, or
no, you owe nothing. I'm giving you a $100 million contract to get out there and go play ball and stop. Be a man, man up. Like man said, man up, bro.
That's my
look, man, check this out, man. We gotta get out of this. He said something that hurt my feelings. Man, bro, he ain't the first that he said that about you. It's a whole bunch of coaches that think that way about you. So do you quit? Do you just go in the corner and get in a fetal position?
Nobody quit right now.
No, what I'm saying is, I just feel like the football player, he said he got Groot hurt his feelings and he got to go home. He got to cry on it. And I'm like,
he was the one that was running in the class.
I'm an ex-athlete, right? Playing football.
You got the Bishop
I enjoyed the game.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, when you play as a team, okay? But there's two elements to that team that has to be in place, right, to make that team good. And I always tell this to everybody. People kind of like, even at the high school, and that's your quarterback and your head coach. If you got an asshole quarterback, you don't give a damn about that team. If you got an asshole coach, you don't give a damn about that team. Money is one thing. Yeah, you're going to jump out, but your team ain't going to be shit. Your team going to be good. Okay? You play as a unit, as a team. You know what I mean? You know your quarterback is touching the ball every single play. You got to have a camaraderie with this guy. You got to feel comfortable.
So now
talking
you use your personal feelings so you're gonna use because you don't really like the quarterback, you're gonna let him get sacked. You just use your
personal feelings. Hey, you had a guy like Kerry Collins where the receiver put hands on him in Tennessee Titans. Because you like Jeff George had the best arm in the league, but the players hated him. You couldn't win nothing. You can't win nothing. So you can play. You can think. Yeah. People are robots. I'm going to do this money.
Right.
Take this money. Go play hard over here because I got this money. It don't work like that.
To me, there's a lot of him. Jeff George was a winner. You know why? Because they were mentally soft. They were mentally soft to allow a man to keep them from performing at their high capacity. See, we have two types of people in this. No,
that didn't make sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense. Let me explain myself.
He's on a team.
I understand that, but see,
53.
I understand that, but see, I'm not gonna never let another person really try to get to me mentally. To the point where I'm not doing my job, I'm not trying to do my. If I'm on the team, I'm gonna still perform because for me, not for him. He don't get me where I need to go.
You're performing for you, not
for
the team.
Right.
So the team is gonna be garbage.
Well, guess what? That don't make no sense to me, bro.
Boy, you're not a good team player then.
I am a team player because I'm gonna play hard for my team. I'm going to play hard for my team, and I'm not going to allow the quarterback.
I understand because he said I'm being a team, but I'm being professional.
I'm going to stay professional. You got to stay professional, M.
I've been on
Kobe was playing with that for
his whole career.
Kobe had that whole thing, but guess what?
He was playing with that.
But guess what? Kobe had that mama mentality. Guess what Kobe was? Kobe's a goddamn winner, and he's immortalized now. They ain't think about nothing. No. They hated Kobe. Kobe put hands on Samarki Markey. He bombed on Samarki
Only
Markey.
because he wouldn't get in shape for the team.
It did the Shaq too.
Because he messed up the team.
No, he put down Shaq and said Shaq was lazy.
Because he messed up the team. He didn't want to get his surgery on his own time. He wanted to do it on team time. And Kobe got pissed because he messed up the team. It's a team concept. So that's fine. You can have an individual concept. I'm not taking nothing from a view. If that's your view, that's fine.
Yeah, it is my view because my view is
that's
like
fine.
This. But my view is this. I'm going to say this. Even if you don't agree with my view, what I'm saying is this. If you want to say I agree, you say Kobe was an I person, but guess what? He's immortalized. He's a god now. He's a statue in Staples Center. He's immortal Kobe now.
Kobe did what it took for
he's a god now. He's a god. And guess what? He didn't allow his teammates to allow him not to stay professional. That nigga still was shooting 30 jumpers a day.
All of his teams couldn't win because all of his teams team concept.
I remember that. It's all about remember what you won. It's all about the rings that you won, right?
Of course it
okay,
is.
Everybody wants to Jordan won 6, but he could have won more than that probably if he didn't play baseball. But he's immortalized. He's a god now.
Because Jordan knew what it took to win as a team.
And not at first.
He won in college. He knows exactly
how.
They
said that. Well, if he knew what the team, why was he averaging 60 points down there, 60 points a game? He was an eye man when he first started. He didn't even trust his teammates. His teammates said, "Man, dude, when he passed me the ball, he's a rookie."
And then when he found out that wasn't going to work,
that's right.
And then he needed his team to win.
That comes with coaching.
Phil Jackson came in, a better coach, a better leader, a better person, somebody that's going to get the best out of each one of his team players, put a concept out there, and let the team understand how the team order goes. The coach does that. Okay? Not the players on the field. The coach does that and recognizes that.
Some people just shine. Some people just shine more than others.
Shining is one thing.
Shining is just one thing.
A coach recognizes what you can do and to make this team concept win is another. Randy Moss shined like a mug, but he never won a championship.
Karl
Malone shines. Okay? But to win an ultimate
well, okay, check this out. Michael Jackson shined, and he left the Jackson. He shined like a diamond. He just. And guess what? I understand it. They all entertainers. Athletes are entertainers too. But I'm saying is this, man. Some people just have that it factor. Kobe had that it factor.
I'm not taking nothing from a player.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Even individual, even if they average 40, 60 points a game, they just stood out. Their team needed to catch up with them. Sometimes you got to catch up with them.
If you run a business, if you understand anything about team concept, and they say, can one rotten apple spoil a bunch? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Physically, in the real world, it can truly happen. And in the intangible work world, business world, sport world, it can happen. One apple. One. Okay, so I'm not taking nothing from your viewpoint. Because if I'm a tennis player, it works. If I'm a golfer, it works. If I work, if I'm a truck driver, owner, operator, it works. But when you got 53 people to try to get on one page and you want to be on your own, that don't work. So, it don't work to win.
How do you think this is going to affect the ticket sales for the rest of the season?
It's like this.
Yeah.
Now, this is where professionalism comes in. Mm-hmm. Like, y'all already, for one, let's just get this straight. A lot of people ain't like John Groom. A lot of the players ain't like John Groom. Mm-hmm. Him being gone is probably a relief to some, but him being gone for some that knew they had a for sure position, it's not for sure.
Yeah, black coaches.
Because guess what? At the end of the year, everybody might be gone.
Everybody might be gone.
All these coaches might be gone. The GM might be gone. And guess what? Whoever comes in is cleaning house and bring the name on in. You know what I mean? So right now it's a time for them to be professional.
Yes.
Win.
Yes. That's what I was going to say when you said, you know what I mean? Win.
That's what I mean. Like, don't just out of your head. Get even Mark Davis out of your head right now, because now it's time to, keep my job and even get more money down the line. I got to really play.
Now, let's be honest. What's going to happen? The team is going to get together and they're going to have a team meeting.
Yeah.
And the players are going to rally around each other as a team.
Yeah.
Okay? A fist is stronger than a finger.
Yeah.
Okay? No matter how you cut it up. All right? And when you understand that team concept, this type of situation, like you said, can make a team rise and come together stronger, or it can make you just fall apart. It can be one or the other.
And that's my thing.
Because right now, you only got the chain link, the person next to you, and you're only as strong as the weakest link. You're not as strong as the strongest player on the team. Yeah. You're strong as the weakest player on the team. So that's how a team concept wins. When everybody has the same mindset, same main framework, working on the same thing for the same goals. When you have your own personal goal that's outside the team concept, you can forget that squad. Any squad that you're on. Okay, I don't care if you're on I don't care what squad you're on.
I'm gonna say this one thing. You know who my favorite player is now? Jackie Robinson. He was called the N-word every goddamn game. That dude still went out there and ball. You don't make no excuses. You gotta have heart, man. You know what I'm saying, Broham?
He had monster.
Yeah, he was a monster. He had heart. So that's what I'm talking about. That's a man that didn't have that's a man that didn't allow outside forces to stop him from performing. But guess what? Became one of the greatest baseball players to ever live. Because guess what? He didn't allow. He was soft. He would shoot soft. Yeah, like he's doing athletes today. They're tender and they're soft. And you know it, Em. You know it.
It doesn't make it soft because you can ignore somebody calling you out of your name. That would make you soft.
And during the time where everybody gonna call you out that name.
Okay, this is a young man from Southern California, from Pasadena. Went to UCLA, understand how to deal with white folks at that point. Okay, you take a kid out of Mississippi or Alabama, and you get to call him out of his name, it might not be the same. Okay, so what he was brought up and raised, and how he was raised, helped us
a lot.
Understand that there's a balance that we need to know to be able to perform and to excel. Then the Satchel Pages and the Josh, didn't ever start coming into play.
But he did, yes, sir.
Okay, there was way better baseball players than Jackie Robinson in the black baseball league, but they were angry. They were mad. They had too much
to take that pressure.
But then the players that we have now that we see that shine wouldn't have been able to shine because it would have been the beat goes on. The beat goes on. Yeah. So he had a knack to him. God bless Jackie Robinson.
God bless Jackie Robinson.
All right, so we need men that have reserve.
We're not gonna have that anymore.
That have reserve in their life to be able to look forward for another black man or for another person. I'm doing it not just for me. I'm doing it for this man. Mm-hmm. So if we can't have that concept, if we always have a me concept, who are we as a people?
Teach one again.
Who are we as people? We can't have just a me concept. I will take this battery because I know this man is going to have a better life. Right. He's going to do better. Somebody's going to have to get up there in the front and do it. Okay? So we got to have... So when I look at strength, when I look at are we soft, are we hard, I look at it from a different concept. Not because what somebody says to me and what I react to. That doesn't make me.
So you said that John Gruden said those things about you, it wouldn't bother you? Is that what you're telling me? Yes?
I don't know what it would do if he directly talked to me and called me out my name.
If he said it in the email.
Who knows? Who knows?
Would you quit?
Who knows if nobody's quit.
Look like you have something.
One person's quit. Now, one person's quit.
Listen to Rick. Rick wanna look.
I'm just saying that's me.
I'm sorry.
I'm not asking him around the corner. I'm not asking him
let Rick's expression start real quick.
No, it was the best thing with you.
I don't know. At that time, I don't know
Stop
what
ticket sales.
Nobody's quit though, John. Only one that's quit, John.
I'm a Niner fan, but one thing I know about me, a Raider fan, Raider Nation, they fans. And no matter what John Gruden said or did, no fans will be there with their costumes on.
They won't be there.
No one went from Oakland, LA,
they won't be there.
Still
thing is,
especially Hispanics, they're going to be
I'm
there.
supporting the team like I'm motivated. Yeah. Okay, he gone. I'm not leaving with him.
Yeah.
I'm still with the team.
That's right,
when I move to another city, I'm not staying over there.
That's right.
I'm coming with the team.
And like my man said,
because
they caught us. No, they didn't catch us. They caught you.
I ain't got shit to do with it. Because if you want to really break down fans, yeah, we got racist fans. We got a whole lot of different fans. We got gay fans. You got fans that don't like gays. So it really don't, as far as that, when it comes to fans and who's going to support them, yeah, they're going to keep supporting them. But as far as who's going to represent them, yeah, you got to check that because you got to keep a face in everything you do. I don't care what you do. You better keep a straight face there because if you show anything different, you up out of there and they still going to make money because we still going to be fans still there in the stadium.
I agree.
You don't need no vaccination. Come on, that's true. Everybody should.
I agree because Raider fans are very passionate about the Raiders. They love their team. They enjoy their team and whatnot. But they're not bigger than the NFL.
They're not bigger than the NFL. Jimmy the Greek. Reminds me of Jimmy the Greek all over when Jimmy Greek said, if put one big black woman, one big black man, and create this super type Negro. And I remember he got fired for that, but it was some truth to it, right? Like you MD, I know you seen niggas that had lips that was big as bumpers. You've seen that before, but you probably told them, man, this bad boy.
And I've seen white boys with nose bigger than
Yes,
but I wouldn't go in an email and say, hey, Vic, that white boy's nose is bigger than Big Bird.
But let me say this. I'm gonna say this though.
And you be
I'm
like,
but guess I'm gonna tell you something. You wouldn't get fired. You wouldn't get fired, MD. You wouldn't get let, man. I'm telling you, because on the other side of the white, in other words, white folks can't say anything about black folks. You know they can't, gonna get fired. But guess what? In comedy sketch, I mean, when they talk about white folks, I eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And he make fun of white folks all the time. He didn't get blackballed. The comedians would make fun of white folks all the time. They never got blackballed. Dave Chappelle made a comment about transsexuals.
Chappelle's a good example.
They blackballing me.
They're trying to.
They're trying to. Look, I was actually really shocked. But I'm really shocked that they was going to do that to him. I'm saying with Gruden, it's people out here that's done worse than Gruden, bro. Believe me. Gruden, it's just worse. I just think this society we live in today. Good luck, man. Good luck.
But what society is saying, back is the time is up, bro.
Time is never going to be up. It's going to always be
time is up.
It's always going to be. It ain't going to never be up, Tone.
Society is saying
we're going to have to get another one right now.
Well, my thing is,
another one.
Time is up. But while we're trying to get our time is up for y'all disrespecting us and doing everything with the black community, you got everybody else latching on, climbing up with it, and their cause is bigger than the black man cause.
What do you think they are? Hey,
because it ain't gonna go.
One thing about success, I always remember this, what makes me proud about being black, is what you're saying is exactly right. Everybody follows a leader, bro. I mean, so they're gonna do what we do, bro, because we the leaders of.
I can understand that, but okay. For the ones that's but my thing is for the leaders, we need everything. Where we profit from? I mean, come on.
Why we don't know football? We leaders.
If they comparing you and hating on you while you
at the bottom, let me explain something. Let me tell you something.
They intimidated at you.
Let me explain something to you. The weak would never inherit the earth. Only the powerful would inherit the earth. And we've been weak for. Hold on. We people have been. Because when you weak, guess what you do? You dig in trash cans. You beg. But the most powerful stay in power. Guess what? Gruden ain't gonna never go out of power. There's a whole bunch of people that's just like him. And guess what? He will be coaching again, brother. Maybe not in our lifetime, but somebody gonna give him another shot. You better believe it, bro. Because guess what? There's a lot of owners like Jerry Jones. There's owners out there that have no problem with what he said. They ain't saying nothing. These owners ain't coming out. Believe me, that's another one, bro. They don't have a problem with it. They don't have a problem with it at all. They didn't have a problem with it in 10 years until now.
Nah, but
10 years I had black hair. They don't got snow white hair now, so they didn't have a problem.
Hey, man, you gotta realize that, man. You got the internet now. You got 24-hour TV. A lot of
we had the internet back then.
No, a lot of stuff we didn't have back then. A lot of stuff we didn't have.
Yeah, like
I said before,
let's just say everybody. If you an entertainer, your life is in the book right now. We reading you as you walk, so we see you on camera. We see you everywhere because guess what? Somebody is following you, not just on that internet. They following you personally. See what you're doing. I mean, that's just life.
Well, good luck.
You want to know something? It's funny that you said that because, like, he brought up Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson once said, "And the depression starts when they don't follow you."
You got money.
You a has-been.
You a has-been.
Well, I mean, I understand everybody has different views. We really appreciate the viewpoints that everybody you're bringing. You know, whether we agree or disagree, there really is no disagreeing. It's just a discussion. You know,
that's what makes the show great.
I'm saying
that's what makes the show great. We all can, if we all agreed on a thing, we would never come to a different solution.
That's right. That's right.
We're not gonna find a single solution.
But life has a lot of median to it.
Yes, sir.
So you're gonna give a little bit to get a little bit in life. No one gets everything they want. So we'll just, but like I said, back to our original question. John Gruden, the Gruden situation, it's gonna take care of itself. Like everybody here has said, everybody has their own viewpoint on the scenario. But the one thing, I think, Vic, do you feel like you needed to be fired for what you did?
No, I don't. I don't think he need to be fired. I think, matter of fact, I think you know what, man. I think that in life, man, if we get to a society where we're just going to fire people every 5 minutes, not to be offensive to your generation, but it's just a different generation where this is a really tender generation, man. And no offense towards you. Yeah, because I feel like
Can I say something real quick? Because his question is real good. Fired from old text messages and emails. Can we put that in there?
Yeah, see, that's the whole thing. Like, I think that's what some of that is.
I'll get it right back. I'll give you that much. I'll give you that much. I'll give you that.
My thing is, this is the whole thing about the Gruden situation. This needs to be recorded. Gruden got old text messages that was seen under a federal investigation by a whole different team. It wasn't even his team that he had these issues with or sent messages out with. He was an ESPN analyst.
He wasn't even on a team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It had nothing to do with him. It's just that this was leaked and it came out behind an investigation from another team that had to change their name from Redskins to football team that was already racial.
I agree.
But you don't hear nothing else about the real culprits, which is the Washington football team. So my thing is, it shouldn't have came out like that. That's all I feel. It shouldn't have came out like that. If it came out, it should have came out a different way. Not by you investigating another team and you bring no charges up on the other team, but you get this man fired off something that got leaked.
Well, you know, I know a friend, I got a good friend of mine, real good friend of mine, where, you know, we're talking levels to the game now. Right? We're talking professional football. But there's a lot of levels to football. And I have a friend that a coach tried to call him out of his name on the field. It didn't go that well for that coach.
No.
Okay, he put hands on that coach.
You supposed to.
Okay, so if and he said, forget football, but you ain't gonna call me out my name.
Yeah.
I'll put hands on you right
That's
here.
facts.
Okay, so now John Groom has the ability to lead a team, and your whole everything that you own, your monies, everything is tied to how he feels about you. I don't know if I would want to play for a coach that openly could feel like that about certain people or players.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to play.
In the past.
I wouldn't play well for that coach.
In the
Matter of fact,
past.
I might want to give him a little elbow going by. Give him a
I'm
little
sure a lot of players want
fuck
to.
you, or tell him fuck you as I go past him. Because like he don't give a fuck about me, I won't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
So that's how life is. So maybe you work good on those conditions, Vic. I don't know. Everybody don't.
Can I say this real
But
quick?
if a coach did not respect me as a player, and I'm giving my 110% for you and this team, but I'm this, that, and the other on the other side, it's going to be hard for me to deal with you.
But guess what, man?
But wait, you know another thing Emmett brought out when he said that? What about when you giving y'all everything and you don't get where you're supposed to go and you fucking thinking it's you, and then you find out, oh fuck it's not me, it was this son of a bitch all along.
Yeah, he helped me back.
We gotta say this.
He fucking helped me
At the end of the day, baby, loads my paychecks cash well. Loads my check.
No. There's a lot of levels to football.
Well, I'm talking on the pro level. My paychecks, all my paychecks are cashing well, and I gotta pay that $6,000 mortgage on that mansion I got. Care less about what Gruden think about, but as long as he paid, make sure I get my paycheck.
I mean, there's a lot of losers
I can
out
say
there.
this though. Okay,
There's a lot of losers.
High school, I never said high school.
You can get that paycheck, but you ain't hearing it personally that he's saying
I
it.
wasn't saying it to your face.
You know what I mean? You can take it in, but if he's giving it to you like that at practice,
Give me mental problems.
you say we'll get that paycheck, you gonna knock his
I'm
ass
trying
out.
to do better,
I'll keep my
better,
paycheck.
better, and I can't get it done.
Because check this out. This is the problem. We as black folks, we're more.
No,
we're
you as a
more-
person, not we as black.
No, let me say something.
Go ahead.
Can I say this? We move on emotion, not logic. If I hit him, I lose my paycheck.
Yeah.
If I hit him, I can't pay for I can't pay for the bras that I pay for the strip club.
Yeah.
If I hit him, I can't pay for that mansion. If I hit him, I can't pay for that private. I can't pay for that private class. I got my
So
daughter.
just let it keep
Thinking
going.
about that right now though.
So like
In the
this
heat of the
bill,
moment,
like
I'm
this
just thinking
bill.
about that.
No.
Give that money, give that money.
game,
I
bro.
understand.
They gonna keep Groom. You and him, they gonna keep Groom. You gonna be out of a team.
Yeah, my
Groom
thing
gonna still
is
be
this.
getting $100 million paycheck.
We
If
know
you call me
That's why Groom needs to be
something
out.
like that out of my name on
That's
that
why a
field,
guy like
and that's
Groom
why I knocked his ass
cannot
out.
run a
His
team.
ass is gone. I might be
That is
suspended,
why
but
he's
his
out.
ass is about it.
That's why a guy like
That
I'm
is
just
why
saying,
he's
like,
out.
I don't work off emotion all the time, but I ain't gonna lie.
You would hit.
I'm not gonna lie. If that motherfucker said something to me and told me, get your big lip, Mission of Tar ass, I'm gonna knock his ass out.
And like what Emmett was just saying,
I'm gonna knock him.
Emmett was saying and what reason why he has to go.
I'm gonna knock him, bitch. I'm gonna knock him. I'm gonna knock him.
Wow,
It's a risk now.
$millions of dollars.
He may not never do it, but it's still a risk of another player or somebody else saying the motherfucker saying something. I didn't like the way he looked at me. All of these other things now.
Yeah, but
So you just make him. He's a sour apple. He's a sour
I
apple.
agree, but you don't.
Regardless how you
Most
personally how you feel about it.
you out is a suspension. You can't.
You gonna lose you gonna get fired from the NFL. You ain't getting no paycheck.
Everybody heard
Everybody heard
call
what you
me a
said
nigger.
to me.
I
I'm
knock
gonna
you
get
out.
suspended.
He might get suspended, but you're gonna get fired.
You gonna
Yeah,
get fired.
Because you created a hostile work environment. You did. You created a hostile work environment.
Go back straight. So in the corporate world, you would knock a man out in the corporate world. If you work, say you worked at Chase Bank up in the corporate section. The guy said, called you out your name. Do you get an email? Do you report it to headquarters, or do you knock it out?
No,
You go to HR.
You go to HR, right?
Yeah, but you ain't gonna get it.
Yeah,
you just don't walk away with your tail between your legs.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think you smart.
It's okay. Is it okay?
No, I think you smarter though. Because you don't, man. You can't let
Is
these
it
white.
okay?
You cannot let the white man take your money from you, M.
So what do you do?
You got witnesses.
So what do you do?
So what do you do with it?
You go cash your paycheck.
Okay, so what do you do?
But remember they said the saying, words would never hurt you. Words never hurt you, Tom. It's how you respond to it. If you allow niggas getting you here mentally, they know they raped your mind. They raped your mind when you first came off the plantation. You gonna still let them rape your mind?
We're going into
You got
semantics.
I'm not going to semantics, but I'm saying
into three different.
no, I'm just saying that because it is in truth be told, it is a master slave relationship on the football field, right? That's really what it is.
It is a corporate employee.
Same scenario.
Whatever you want to call it.
Same scenario.
It's all over the world.
Because John Gruden is the
set up
master.
like that
He's
all
the
over
boss.
the world. It's set up like that all over the world.
So he hired that big little nigga too to put money in his pocket.
All right.
Yeah.
He's not the boss.
That's not.
He worked for the NFL Players Association. He just didn't like the decisions that he would make for the players.
Now I can say this.
That's all that was. So he just disliked the man. So he was able to say and express his viewpoint on how he didn't dislike him.
Yeah, and the only racial comment he made was the big lip thing. You didn't hear nothing else on the racial other than the.
Man,
They
you know,
don't
I've
need
been
to
getting
do Black
teased by
Lives
a big
Matter.
snout went
And
off
that
my
was
nose
racial.
all my goddamn
But
life.
he ain't say,
Man.
nigga.
He
He
said no
ain't
N-word, he said nothing like that. He just
So
said,
I can really say like, okay, you ain't say that, but that
he
is
said
racist.
10 years ago. Come
But-
on, man. Where we going, man? Where we going as a society, bro? 10 years ago, bro? Really?
Yeah, but the whole thing of the.
Yeah, you done got them
using
children,
the
you done got
homosexual
them sisters,
word.
man.
The problem with, look, it's more than just a racial one. Let me just get that right. Before
I
we
heard
end
they was
this shit.
sharing some female.
I was gonna say,
pictures.
before we end it, it's just more than the racial
Share
shit.
it to me?
It was the
You
gay
know, they
shit.
were sharing.
It was the
Female
cheerleader shit. Let's get on all that. That's
Washington
why.
Redskins cheerleaders back and forth.
That's what I'm gonna say. It's not
Well,
just
that's
the
right.
racial. It was more than the racial that got his ass.
But he
fired.
didn't. It doesn't matter.
I'm just
They-
saying.
I heard about that, but hey man, I have a problem with that. I be looking at some ass, and that's what we was doing. Just looking at the cheerleaders, you had a fat monkey, and we said, "Goddamn, all
Yeah,
right."
but your
That's
wife.
what men do.
Now your wife just found out you over there.
But his wife know what he been doing. She ain't know. She not blind to what this man has been doing. He's in the NFL. Man, we
But
gotta
she
come
know,
on, man.
She know you. She
Yo, we
know you
can't
freaking
look
on
at-
though.
We can look at
They
cheerleaders.
got a picture of him doing the most on
With these ladies. No, I'm just saying, like, it's not just racial. He got to deal with a whole lot of stuff other than these black men.
His wife ain't
that
leaving.
gotta
I guess I bet
play.
his wife ain't leaving.
She probably not.
$60 million.
But he ain't looking at the same in that house. And his kids looking at him
Guess
crazy.
what? The paychecks are
No.
Well, that's been a good nice hour we had